Livewire Radio 95.7 FM and livewireradio.com.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us again another evening with Livewire Radio. This is your boy DP, the girls I'm on the beat. And I'm going to do a quick review. I know that everybody that's listening at livewireradio.com, you can go onto the YouTube site once we upload this video and you will see it. For those of you who are listening at 95.7 FM, of course, again, you can also go to the YouTube site. But we went to Jamaica this past November and went back again in December. And we want to do a quick review on just staying at the Bahia during COVID time and, how the whole trip to Jamaica was. We landed in Jamaica, in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And, of course, we went through customs and immigrations and going through there, they kind of have you sign off on a agreement that you're not going to go out and mingle with the normal public because they don't want you to get people infected or whatever. Of course, you have to get this. You have to take your COVID test back here in the States before you actually get to Jamaica. You have to get permission to get there. Once we get onto the property, it was pretty dope. Back in November, and I'll do it then versus the last trip. When we get there in November, there was a couple of issues that we weren't happy with. But then by the time we get there in December, those issues were completely worked out, and we were completely satisfied. I want to tell you the first time we were there, it was a little bit more boring. There was not a lot of activities. On our second trip, even coming into the hotel, there were a marching band that was there that to welcome people there. They were playing, marching music. I want to also give a big shout out to the staff of Bahia. I want to give a shout out to Alicia. She is a lady that works at the front desk, and she has on like a pink shirt, but she was extremely helpful in that we didn't when we were booking, we didn't book the rooms that we really wanted because we didn't know the hotel, so we didn't book the rooms that we wanted ocean view. And once we reach out to the gentleman that was taking our bag up, and I want to also shout him out, his name is Tavar. Tavar is absolutely awesome. He brought us to Alicia. Alicia was able to work that out, and Tavar made sure we were okay during our whole time there. He checked up on us and make sure everything was good. So big up, Tavar. Respect for your help while we were there. Thank you, Alicia, for your help. We also want to big up Karen. She's at the excursion desk, and she kind of help you to plan trips to go out because you have to go out with their transportation. And she also, give you some options of buying these packages that they have where you can actually go back there for tremendously less than what you spend the first time. So she did a good job explaining all of that, and she was very knowledgeable. So big up yourself, Karen. And we want to big up the entertainers that were there. They were great. While we were there, we both first and second time while we were there, those guys kind of tried to put out the best they could. It's a beautiful hotel. When you go through the hotel, the decor and everything in the hotel is very, very nice, very modern, and it's a nice, clean feeling. You go to a hotel and you expect when you go to your room, you find that they have this sticker right there on your door telling you that the room is cleaned, and you cut it to go into it. When you get into the room, this is what it looked like. When you inside of your room, you have this towel swan they made and put on your bed, and they do these different decoration each day. This is the view that you see every morning when you get up and you look out your balcony door. We saw 22405. This room is a room we were walking by, and we saw the housekeepers cleaning. And when we looked in the room was completely trashed. And what we were told that on the weekends they allow locals to come in to the hotel and spend, which I think is a great idea because I grew up back in Jamaica back in the day, and you weren't allowed to go to the hotels back then, and it's a good I think it's a good touch to have the locals come in and actually can enjoy some of the amenities that the hotel have to offer. However, the people that stayed in this room, they completely trashed this room. And after trashing the room, they left it, and the housekeeper had to deal with it. So I want to big up those housekeepers because they did a great job putting that room back together. By the time we went down to breakfast and came back up, they have the room nice and clean and knocked out that anybody would be proud to stay in. So big up those housekeepers. You guys have a hard job, and we recognize it as visitors, what the work that you guys do. And I want to just give you guys a shout out. A lot of times people don't see the people in the background. People usually see people up front, but you see people that makes the room good. So that was very interesting. I also one of the things that we noticed on our first trip down there is that I don't think there was a lot of enthusiasm by the kitchen or the dining room staff. We went to the dining room for breakfast, and not all the staff. Most likely, most I'm talking about the male staff there. They weren't on our first trip. Weren't as engaging. You know, you go to Jamaica, you have that Jamaica no problem type feeling and a Jamaica no problem vibe. And we did not get that on our first trip when we go to breakfast. Everybody else was tremendous. The bartenders, everybody else was friendly and engaging. But, you know, again, it was COVID time, and I guess some people just didn't feel like, you know, doing whatever. The second trip in December was completely different. Those staff was very engaging, very friendly, very helpful, and made sure you got what you needed when you go down to the dining room. So I want to big up the dining room staff also at Grand Bahia. I know that a lot of times people do a lot of reviews and you see it online and they talk about how beautiful the hotel is and all the great things about the hotel, but nobody talk about the actual staff. And I think the staff makes the hotel what it is. And what we saw is that hotel, because you go in Jamaica, there are tons of beautiful hotel, big beautiful hotel, more expensive, less expensive, beautiful places. But I think what makes the difference in a hotel is the staff. This was on a Friday night, and one of the things that I see them do is like the entertainment team there. They have this thing where the kids come down early, and then they do the little kids party for the kids, and they teach the kids different dance. The guy you see in the Jamaican shirt right there, he teach them the different move, the wacky move, the whatever moves, and he was teaching the kids, and the kids were all into it. And they give that for the kids first, and so the kids can enjoy themselves. So for a family that wants to go to Jamaica and have a good time with their family and just let loose, I think this is a good hotel for you to visit, because when you get down there, they have all these things going on that keeps the kids busy. Then they have like an intermission where this guy comes out with the fire dancing and spit fire and do all of that stuff. And it's pretty entertaining, and you sit back and relax. You're on the beach. This is all done on the beach, and you sit back, you relax, you enjoy that ambiance, and it was a beautiful thing. And he's pretty talented, right there balancing on one hand with the fire and all that stuff. Very, very talented, very, 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 very good performance. And then he'll light a bonfire that you'll have there burn for a little while. Again, that gives that good, nice feeling. It gives you kind of a real nostalgic feeling. So I really, really enjoyed that. After he's done with his performance and everything like that, I guess it's time for the kids to go in. And this is where you would probably send the kids back to bed or whatever, and it's time for you to party. And then after he do all of his stuff, then it's time for the adults. And I was there watching, and they had like a little dance-off competition. The men had one. In fact, I got pulled into the one with the men dance-off competition. Livewire fans, me, man. DP. I could cut a rug. You know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't win anyway. Somebody else win. But anyway, I digress. They did those dancing, and then they have the one for the women and stuff like that, which you will see come up. But this guy does an awesome job spitting fire. We warmed the whole beach was warmed after he was done spitting all this fire. So there's something else that I thought about, and you got to put the good with the bad. When I'm doing a review, I don't just talk about the good thing. You remember I did the review on the hotel in Guyana, and that was a beautiful hotel also, but I also spoke about the things that I thought that they could improve on and the things that I thought that was bad. And likewise in this video, I am also going to speak about what I think I didn't particularly like with the hotel. And there's a couple of things that I would want to point out. One, I didn't like the numbering system of how they numbered the room. It was a little bit confusing. This is where it gets to the adult time, and the adult gets to do it. This is the men. He's teaching the men to dance, and then go over to teach the women to dance. But talking about the numbering system for the room, I thought that they could make it a little bit more simpler, because when you go to a hotel, you don't want to spending all your time trying to learn, your room number. If I'm on I want to know I'm on the second floor or third floor, and what my room number is. That's it. I don't need no more information. And what it was is that they had like us. We were in like 22 4, 22 4 something, and then 22 or 21 405, 21 whatever. But what that is that 21. It doesn't. I would have thought that the 20 would indicate my floor. It didn't. It indicates the block. It doesn't. The floor is the 4, and it will say that that's the floor. So it takes a little time to kind of understand where your rooms are. Once you get that done, I mean, everything is great. The next thing I thought about was there's not a big vegan or vegetarian menu, and we had the artist Teflon came through to visit us. And when he came through to visit us, we didn't have a lot of he didn't have a lot of variety of stuff that he could eat. This is one part where they have like a raft that comes in on the beach, and these guys pull the raft in and they grill lobster. He has like a little kitchen up there and grill the lobster, and you can go up and sit there and eat your lobster right there. I think it was really, really cool and dope. J Star and his wife went up there and they did the lobster thing. I kicked back and just relaxed. So that was pretty dope. Check this guy out. I had to give him his own spot. He's so good at playing the steel pan, and I just completely loved it. This is at dinner. It's a great touch. We really loved what he was doing. Very talented guy there. We loved how he was playing at dinner. That's me chilling with the family. And we had, at dinner, we had a great time. This is on our first trip down there back in November. I have to say that the staff at Bahia really makes Bahia. And that's why I want to give a grand shout out to them. And, I want to give a shout out again to Karen, Tavar, and Alicia, and the bartenders and the housekeepers and the cooks. They did an awesome job. Now, the one thing I spoke about earlier where I talked about like the food, I just feel like they need to have a vegetarian menu. They have to put together a vegetarian menu for people who don't eat meat. We did not find a big variety there. We were there with Teflon, and we had to request the chef to cook something up for him, which he did. The chef was great preparing and putting something together so that Teflon could eat, because he doesn't eat meat. And that, I think, should be kind of a given in a hotel like this. You should have a vegetarian or a vegan menu of some sort, so that people who don't eat meat are able to come and enjoy all the amenities of the hotel and have, be able to have a meal or have a few meals that they can actually enjoy, as opposed to being in a situation where there is not a lot of choices for them. You're a meat lover, you have tons of choices. You can eat whatever you want. That's just how it's set up down there. But if you're not a meat lover, then there is a major problem there, because they don't have too much of anything for just regular vegetarians. But overall, my review on this hotel is it's a pretty dope hotel. If you want to go with your family, I think it's a good idea to take your family there, and you could really enjoy some good time with your family. and you don't have to really worry about. There's something for the kids. They got a little water park over on the other side for the kids. They have things for the adults. They have everything. And we didn't do a take pictures or show pictures of the water park, but trust me, it's pretty nice. I went there with my son, and it was pretty nice, and it was pretty dope. He enjoyed himself there. So Grand Bahia, Principe, Runaway Bay, Jamaica is definitely a good choice. Thank you all for chipping in, tuning in, watching this video. For all of my Livewire fans, Livewire Radio 95.7, you can listen. Or you in Newark, New Jersey, Livewire Radio, Livewire 95.7 FM. And for people on the internet, is livewireradio.com, LIVEWYA radio.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of it. You know who we are. You know what we do. And it's always good and fun to have you. Livewire, this is how we do it.
I might say, if you never know, you need to know you're tuning into Livewire radio station. And this is Teflon, the young king.